All right. Good morning, agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here at ARG. And today we're going to go through lead generation ideas. So, lead generation is the lifeblood of any successful real estate business. So, we definitely always want to be spending some portion of our time on lead gen. And that means every week. That doesn't mean we just kind of dabble here and there. Oh, we'll do a little lead gen here, little lead gen there. No, we do it every week. All right. So we're going to go through some great topics today and great ideas. But before we get into today's presentation, I'm going to bring on our corporate broker, Bill Seitz. Good morning, Bill. How are you today?
Good. Good morning, Kevin. How's everybody doing?
Doing fantastic. It is a beautiful summer day, and we're going to get right into lead gen. But any updates or anything quick before we bring on Debbie Saccone from Clearview Mortgage?
Yeah, I just want to do a quick couple words on the markets. As I looked at the kind of the financial this morning, the headline was Treasury yields rise as Powell reaffirms the Fed is not done hiking. So while a couple weeks ago there was language that the Fed might be done, just like that, they change direction. They change with the wind, which can be entirely frustrating for us in the real estate world. But it's important to be up to date and know and be the expert, as we always talk about, right? So you know exactly what you can explain to your clients and be the top professional that can advise them appropriately.
For sure. So I just brought up the 10-year Treasury just to give her a quick little graphic. So it seems to be somewhat stable over the last couple weeks, right? A little fluctuation, a little mini volatility. But what's your forecast here? What are we looking at, Bill?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at early May, we were down quite a bit. I mean, just the springtime, a little bit of volatility down there, but down a fair bit. And then you see it coming up, especially as all that debt ceiling, stuff that was floating around up there. Are we going to be able to meet the bills of the country? Is Congress going to pass that? Is there going to be da-da-da? So that created a bunch of volatility. And then rates, once they passed the deal, rates actually went up. And now they're anticipating the language from the Fed again today, and they're saying, yes, we're not done rate hiking. So I'm sure they're keeping an eye on inflation, keeping an eye on the cost of goods. And so, I don't, to be honest, I don't think it's going to be anything massive, but, it's trending up slightly, and we'll just keep an eye on it. You know what I mean? These things do fluctuate daily. And those of you who, work in the world of finance or, understand when you speak, to us, for example, the pricing changes sometimes 3, 4, 5 times a day. Like literally the pricing will, rates are down, and I'll get another alert at noon, rates are going up. Like it's literally a fluid thing. So it's not like, okay, well, it's this at 9 o'clock and it's, this tomorrow at the same, it's literally a fluid marketplace, and it's constantly changing depending on the economic news, depending on so many other factors. So, we don't want to get too involved in the complexities of it, but just know that it is changing. It is something that you really need to monitor day to day and keep those pre-approvals fresh, because, if you have somebody that's been looking for 3 months and they were looking like it was in springtime, right, March or April, where the rates were down, and Debbie will attest to this, that pre-approval situation could have changed entirely. So, but we have solutions as well. So just, make sure you're aware of that. And, obviously, give us a call should you need some advice on that, and we'll do our best to help you out and guide you into the right direction.
That's right, Bill. And I don't see Debbie joining us quite yet, but I do have a couple little updates as well. So as you all, or as most of you know, we've been rolling out the new Elevate program, which has been great. There's a lot of good things that are part of that system, but there's also a lot of little challenges. One thing that we have found is there is an auto syndication feature for your properties. And this is great. However, all of our agents really need to keep in mind that professional photography is really important. It's not just to sell the property that you're selling with that listing. It is also to showcase you as an agent and how you market properties. So I know a lot of you guys are still taking cell phone pictures for your listings, but I really want to just, put it out there that that's not the professional way to do it. That's not a good idea. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because, we have the ability to syndicate your listings on our ARG social media. But what has happened is, as we, launched this, a lot of syndication was just going straight to our social media. And some of the imagery is just not up to par. And so if you guys use for professional imagery, we'll definitely be syndicating your your listings onto our social media. However, if it's not high quality photography, we're certainly not going to do that, because that's not a good representation for our brand. And so you need to think of your brand as our brand, and you also need to make sure that you're taking the time to make your stuff look pro. Bill, I know you've got comments on that.
Where do I start?
Right.
So yeah, well, I got alerted from my,
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I said, I got alerted from my wife over the weekend. She's like, "Oh my gosh, what is this?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Oh, there's a property on the ARG Instagram that the pictures are horrible." And I said, "That's bizarre." I said, we've done a pretty good job of keeping our branding and our professional pictures consistent. And so, yes, there was things that were being pulled up into our account, and they don't reflect us and what we want to have as our company at all. And it was almost like, oh my gosh, we got to get this stuff off there. But and that's kind of another issue for us on the back end to fix. But like Kevin said, honestly, if you're taking pictures, like grainy pictures with your iPhone, it's not a good look.
It's just not a good reflection of
This
you
business.
as a business.
No, and I mean, if you're gonna, you can get amazing pictures. You can get amazing pictures, 15, 20, 25. I don't forget what they do in the package for who's the company that we use, Kevin?
Preview First.
I always draw them like Preview First, and I've used them myself several times. It's about $200, and you have absolute gorgeous brochure quality photographs. And it's a very small drop in the bucket. You can use these for other marketing pieces. You own these pictures once you buy them. Not only are they good for the MLS, they're good for your social media, good for your brochures, good for anything that you want to do as a digital profile, digital marketing for yourself. But I mean, it's really, honestly, it's a big pet peeve of mine. I had the chance to work at two real high-end brokerages before we started Alta, and I mean, that was an absolute no. You don't take pictures with your cell phone. So if you're doing that, that's up to you. But like Kevin said, we're not going to feature those properties. We're not going to syndicate those. It's just, unfortunately, it's not up to par.
No. And then Albert says that there's a company that'll do 25 photos for $150. Yeah, there's a lot of photos. There are a lot of places out there. Maybe Albert, throw the name of that company in the chat if you would, for our other agents. But yeah, there's a lot of inexpensive professional photography outfits, and that's not a lot of money for especially when you're with ARG and you're keeping the vast majority of your commission. You need to give some of that money back to marketing, and this is a great way to do it. All right. Well, I appreciate that.
Right. I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say just one last thing to that point, Kevin. One of the reasons we, developed this compensation plan, one, we wanted to eliminate the big overhead the big cumbersome overhead issues with traditional brokerage. So the whole theory is we're taking the best components of the traditional brokerage and we're trying to leave out the big heavy overhead spots, because that translates to what we have to charge the agent, right? So we can do that, and we can provide this platform for you guys, and you guys keep 96 to 98% depending on the price point. You absolutely should be investing a portion of that, even if it's just 2%, of your income back into marketing. It'll pay dividends. So that I, in my opinion, there's really no excuse for it, especially when you're keeping that kind of retainer of the commission. So I'll leave it at that. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it's worth mentioning.
For sure. Yeah. And then Don Kearney also says DYS photo, 15 to 25 shots, $139. There you go. So easy stuff. And just, if you have questions about professional photography, you can certainly reach out to me. So now, Bill, thank you for that. We're going to bring on Debbie Ciccone now from Clearview Mortgage, and she is going to, what is her topic today, Bill?
She is going to discuss, I believe, a down payment program for FHA, where I think it's 100% financing in some capacity. So I'm excited to listen to this as well, and let's see what she's got for us.
Yeah. Good morning, Debbie. Would you like me to make you a panelist? Do you have anything to share with us?
Not this time. There's no flyers or anything like that, but I will definitely be making a flyer in case, by the way, anyone needs a flyer for an open house. This is amazing and on so many levels. Normally, for example, and by the way, hi everybody, I'm Debbie Ciccone with Clearview Mortgage. And for those of you that don't know me, I've been doing loans for almost 30 years. It's what I've done my whole life, and I love it. And I love making people's dreams come true, and I love being, creative and innovative and helping you make money by getting the dang deal through, right? But so this is like it's not a down payment assistance program, but I'm going to compare it to one. A down payment assistance programs usually have income limitations, debt to income limitations. There's other types of limitations, like you can't have a non-occupant co-borrower on a CalHFA deal, for example. So this is just absolutely amazing. It's basically just FHA financing. So you're thinking, well, what about the 3.5% down payment? Well, what they do is, and this is not with every lender, but we do have a lender that's doing this, they will finance the 3.5% down payment on a 10-year fixed second loan. It's better than the government deals because again, there's so many limitations. So the minimum FICO score, unbelievably, is 600. Now you're saying, don't just throw any 600 credit score person at us. We have to know what makes that 600 credit score. It could be, late payments, current late payments, just all kinds of things. So we need to find out what makes the 600 credit score. So we do have to run their credit, and anybody who doesn't want us to run their credit, we'll just have to wait on them a little bit. But another good thing compared to the down payment assistance programs, the down payment assistance programs are also limited to first-time home buyers. Those are people who have not owned a home in the last 3 years, and they are going to want, on the down payment assistance programs, 3 years tax returns to show and prove that they haven't owned a home in the last 3 years. That's not like this program. This is FHA. It is geared for first-time home buyers, but it's not limited to first-time home buyers. So there's no first-time home buyer requirement. You can also have a non-occupant co-borrower to help qualify. This is amazing. There's also no debt to income limitation, although we do have to stick with FHA and go no higher than a 56.9 debt to income ratio. The front end ratio can't exceed 46.9. If you want to learn about debt to income ratios, that's a whole nother class. We could do that, or call me and I'll explain it. So, and we have to also run the automated approval. By the way, every single loan that's a conventional FHA or VA is run through an automated approval system, the DU system. We do have to get an approval through that system. Conforming balances only. So Riverside County, it's 644,000. Orange County, it's 1,089,300. So let's see, conforming 726,200,000 is the conforming loan limit. So let me back up. The conforming high balance goes up to 1,089,000, but this program is limited to just the conforming loan limit. So like LA County, Orange County is 726,200. So if you're in a different county, let's check the county limit. And there's also no income limitation. The type of properties that this loan can be done on is almost anything. Single family residences, 2 units, which is unbelievable because like the down payment assistance programs, they won't let you do units at all. So this is interesting. Of course, it has to be owner occupied. Also PUDs, townhomes, which by the way is not a legal description, but anyway, if it looks like a townhome, we can do it. Condominiums and double wide manufactured homes that fit the, June 15th, 1976 built date or after, must be on a permanent foundation and must be double wide. So anyway, if you have additional questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call. I think Kevin put my contact information there, but this is an amazing program. I'm going to get a flyer made too. Let me know if you want a flyer for your open houses or to send to a client, and I'll put this criteria on there so you don't have to try to remember everything I just said right now. So I hope you guys do fantastic, think positive, and go out and get a ton of business. And hey, I'm here to help you. So give me a call.
Love it, Debbie. I love the enthusiasm as you always bring.
Thanks.
All right. Perfect. So I've got Debbie's contact information here up on the screen. I'll just go ahead and throw it in the chat for fun, make it easy. And if you need questions from Debbie, boom, there you go. All right. Thanks, Debbie. Appreciate it.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. So let's get into our presentation today. This is just meant to, kind of give you a little grease in the old wheelhouse. And so I know a lot of these you're going to remember, you're going to know about a lot of these, but there's a ton of them that are new and are kind of outside the box. So let's just get into it. So of course, leads are, the real lifeblood of any real estate business, and there's certainly no lack of lead generation ideas. We're going to go through them, but really what it comes down to when there's a problem with lead gen is that we lack the execution. So the key is to choose not all 40 of these strategies. That's not going to work. The key is to choose a couple of these strategies and then take action today, not tomorrow. So the first one is little help, please. Social media posts. So this is, especially right now when there's not a lot of inventory, this is a great little thing. If you're working with a buyer, throw this out there. A little help, please. And here's a little, example of a social media post. You can literally just, rip this off and insert your own specs. But, I'm working with the potential home buyers and I've been able to find a home fitting their needs. They're looking for this, So a great little idea to just drum up a little bit of, conversation maybe, right? So that's number one. Number two is buy coffee, a cocktail, lunch, or something like that with someone in your sphere of influence. So we talk so much about our sphere of influence and how we can get business from that. And this is a great way to just connect with someone. I shared an office with my dad for about a year. I was working on a project that Bill and I had called Baja Surf Properties, selling property in Mexico. And he was selling insurance, which is what he does. And I, got to listen to what he did. And literally for probably half the time that I would be in the office and I'd be with him and listening to what he was doing nothing but calling people in his sphere of influence and literally, pardon my French, shooting the shit. So he would just be, just talking with his pals, and, business just came from that. And, certainly, hey, let's go have some lunch. And he would just constantly do that. And business came from that. So, that's a huge one. Number two is the tried and true technique. Definitely works. You'll get some, little bit of real estate conversation in that lunch meeting. You could bring some form of, good information to whoever you're speaking with. And it's not a hard sell, right? So 3, open houses. That's just, everybody knows that that's a great way to meet prospective buyers and sellers. That one's just a no-brainer. Expired listings, also tried and true. There's plenty of ways to get lists of expireds. And you can go ahead and make sure that you bring in the better service, and you're able to come in with all of your tools, and you're going to be able to sell that property better, right? But great way, or a great way to drum up a lead, perhaps. Call 6 to 18th month old expired listings. Go deep, right? Some people get frustrated. They say, oh, I'm not going to sell right now. And then something might change within, the next month or the next, week. And all of a sudden it's time to sell again, or they decide to get back in there. So they are definitely a great source of leads. 6, host a first-time buyer seminar. This is a great one for people that don't have business yet or don't have any leads. You can, publish that on social media. You can do a little, ad that goes out in the market. There's all different kinds of things that you can do. So first-time home buyer seminar is a great idea. Number 7 is develop a buyer's guide for newly engaged couples, right? So newly engaged couples, that's a great source of, possible leads, right? And let me just take a quick break, guys. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. And number 8 is optimize your Google My Business page. We've done many seminars or many webinars about how to optimize your Google My Business page. Make sure that you're one of those, realtors that pop up. Google also now has I think they call it their trusted realtors or something like that. And so you can certainly apply for that and go through their little hoops and all that kind of stuff. Host a going away party for your sellers. We've talked about this. Parties are a great way to engage with other people that might be interested in selling their home. And it's also hosting a going away party for your sellers is also just a good faith kind of thing to do, and that garners the respect of your sellers, and they will definitely, if you do that kind of thing, you're way more likely to be referred, right? 10, host a housewarming party for your buyers. Same thing, so you get the same bang for your buck. You're also going to be in conversations about real estate, what you did to sell it. Maybe there's some stories that you're telling, what happened along the way, pitfalls and this and that, or blah, there's always things to talk about with respect to a sale, because every sale is unique and there's always a story. Number 11 is join a lead sharing group like a BNI. So we talk a ton about creating your own BNI. So BNIs are business networking, groups. And so we always feel at ARG that every agent should have their own group of ancillary services that you promote. So you have, Debbie from Clearview Mortgage. You've got, John Smith Contracting. You've got, Jimmy Painting. Whoever all these people are. You've got a network, right? And so it's a really good practice to get together with that network at a minimum over a Zoom meeting, but better is in person for coffee, for breakfast or something like that. And that way you're all sharing leads, you're all sharing information, you're referring each other. There's a lot of real good synergy that you can create with that kind of group. And it works. So, we have a lot of agents that do that, and it absolutely works like a champ. Plus, you just have those vetted business professionals at your disposal and at the ready. They're kind of the other, arrows in the quiver. So 12, call for sale by owners. That one's totally tried and true. We all know about that, but it definitely works. Veterans United Realty, right? Veterans United. And Debbie Saccone from Clearview has a giant background in helping VA buyers. So you've already got a VA loan specialist in your quiver. So don't hesitate to utilize Debbie for VA stuff because she's the best. Number 14, ready to connect concierge for agents, formerly OpCity. So OpCity is, I guess, kind of got a new thing that they're doing, and they nurture these leads, and they basically scrub the leads and hand them off to you. We've seen this kind of thing before, but it works. Homelight, that also is a newer thing in the last few years, utilizes an algorithm that matches buyers and sellers with agents based on their experience. So it's not a bad idea to join Homelight. OHO, kind of the same, but a little bit different. OHO is looking for agents that are experienced, at least 3 years of experience and 25 transactions in the last 12 months. So that's they're looking for pretty high-powered agents, but they will definitely provide high-quality leads at a 30% referral fee. So not a bad way to get some additional business. Estately, same kind of thing. It's a partner network. So, all of these are things that you should probably look into, especially if they are free. So the Redfin referral network, that's free. You can get involved with that. Same thing there. Referral fees are between 33% and 40%. So they're going to take their percentage because they're going to be providing those leads. Rocket Homes owns these are typically leads that have been pre-approved for a home loan. So Rocket Homes is another one of those companies. Upnest is a source for listing leads. They require a minimum of 3 years as well. Most of these, and even OpCity, they really want to be working with agents that are experienced. So they're not really looking for brand new agents. Agent Pronto, and some of these I have not looked into these yet. Agent Pronto, I'm not sure of that one yet, but it allows you to have an agent profile page, and they have a different algorithm or way to kind of promote your specialties. So check out that one. Fast Expert requires you to be in the top 5% for transactions in your local market to qualify for leads. So this is for the real top agents. Zillow, we all know about Zillow, Realtor.com. We know about geographical farming. We talk about it all the time. Ask for referrals. We always ask for referrals, right, agents? So it's not our clients' jobs to just go ahead and refer us. It's our job to ask for the referral. So making that part of your system and your overall actions, that's really important. Always ask for the referral, always ask for the testimonial. So those are two things that end up giving you more business. Post a listing on a local Facebook buy sell trade group. That's an easy one. If you've got a listing, people do end up seeing those listings in Facebook because people spend so much time on Facebook. And all of a sudden, hey, There it is. Number 28, circle prospecting with a new listing. That's of course just calling everybody in the neighborhood, canvassing the neighborhood, walking around the neighborhood around a listing, and let everybody know about the listing, about the open house, all the specs, make sure that they are up to date with everything with respect to that home. And circle prospecting with a recent sale, same exact thing there. Use buyers as bait, circle prospecting. This is great. So if you have a buyer with this very specific need, just like number 2, putting it on Facebook, you're going to call owners to see if they've heard of any of their neighbors that might be preparing to sell or have offers. So, and I think I've told you guys many times at my house, I get phone calls from realtors, local realtors, probably once a month asking if I want to sell my house. So which I respect, but I always tell them we're good. Probate listings, this is huge. I know some of our agents work very, almost exclusively with probate listings, or they specialize in that. So that's a really good way to, drum up leads as well. Going live with virtual open houses, this is huge. If you've got an open house, great idea is to go live. And you can go live on multiple, you're there for a couple hours, right? Sometimes there's no one there. You can go live with multiple social media accounts. So you can really get this, message out that this is happening. Some people might not see your post that you're going to be doing an open house this weekend, but right when you're there, they're on their social media, and hey, Kevin's gone live. He's walking around the house. He's checking out this really cool new home, right? So I really, really hope that you guys do virtual open houses, and it doesn't have to be long, but you at least get that notification that goes out to everybody. It says, hey, Jack Smith Realtor is live, and some people just want to check it out. Call buyers from 2019, right? And anything like that. Call old buyers, call old buyers and sellers, and, communicate with them. Make sure that they know that you're there, make sure that they know that you're still doing real estate. You're the expert. Provide a CMA, do something, provide, communication. Otherwise, you become that secret agent and you just get lost in the fray. Call Airbnb owners. Yep, sometimes Airbnb owners like to sell their properties. Keith Powers, one of our agents, he does a lot of business with short-term rentals, and so he knows all about that stuff, and he definitely contacts those Airbnb owners. Farm agents getting out of the business for referrals. Yeah, a lot of times agents, maybe older agents, they're over it, they don't want to do business anymore, and they may still have a lot of clients. So, certainly market to those agents and see if they want to do some referral to you. And then of course they get their referral fee and they don't do anything. 36 is farming agents in feeder markets for referrals. So the value of referrals is magnified in a market where the number of transactions has decreased over a year. So identify the biggest feeder market where buyers who are moving to your area come from, right? And in California, it's kind of the opposite. People are going out of California. 37, help top producers with the overflow of leads that they have. So if you know of some real high-hitting real estate agents, offer to take over some of their leads. Why not? Number 38, call renters for buyer leads. All right, absolutely. You don't need to rent, blah, blah, blah. This is how we can do it. And, you can talk with Debbie, and Debbie can, help you with some scenarios on, how you can get those renters, first-time buyers, into a home. 39, produce YouTube searchable video content for lead generation. So I do a lot of training on YouTube. I do a lot of training on, optimizing those videos. So hit me up and we can do some YouTube generation. And then 40 is unsolicited video CMAs. These are great. Person doesn't really expect it, but you say, hey, here is a comparative market analysis of your home. This is what I think it's worth. This is why. These are the comparables. And all of a sudden you have provided something of great value for free. And that, of course, establishes or gives you a little bit of credibility or a little bit of, they can trust you a little bit. So those are the 40 lead generation tips that you can use today. And you can get out there and you can start making more deals, getting more leads. And I will put this out in the replay, so you guys will have this entire list. And if you have questions, of course, you can get a hold of me, 949-285-7209. And with that, we're going to end today's presentation. I hope you guys make it a great week, a productive week, and we'll see all of you on the webinar next week. Thanks a lot.